Welcome back to another episode of Time Out for Black History. Unfortunately, I realized that the thought for the day that I had posted for today, 3/5/2021, was actually the sound quality was very low, so you couldn't really hear what I was saying. So I'm redoing it after a couple people let me know that they couldn't hear everything I was saying. Um, so today's focus is on something that happened yesterday. Um, got into a discussion. Another teacher was thanking me for some of the work I'm doing with their students when it comes to race on a project they're doing. And he was a little bit disappointed that the vast majority of his student groups had chosen ideas outside of race. He had given them a couple topics, and the majority of them chose climate change over the issue of race. And most people would say, well, we're in the middle of kind of a epic movement when it comes to race with the Black Lives Matter movement, everything that's been going on kind of with the election and everything, that race has played a kind of a prominent role lately. And why would kids not steer toward that? And really quickly, we came to the conclusion that climate change is something that's easy to talk about, and race and racism is not easy to talk about. So if you're asking people which one they would rather speak about, they're going to speak about the one that's less controversial and the one that they feel more comfortable with in terms of making mistakes. So in this talk, I just want to talk a little bit about what our job is, what we need to be able to do. So if you consider yourself an advocate, you consider yourself somebody who not only isn't racist, but somebody that is unhappy with the current situation that exists in our country in terms of institutionalized racism and other things, and you're going to that next step further, what they call anti-racist, then how do you go about doing this change again? So you think about these kids and their inability to do that. We have to at every front. So what I do with my children, I have a handful of books that I read with them that bring up these conversations. And they bring them up rather naturally. It's not a forced conversation. There are so many books, so many movies, so many quotations, so many articles that you could use as a kind of to move you into these conversations, whether it's with a child, a parent, a colleague, a friend, a relative, no matter who it is, in order to be able to begin the conversation. Now, people ask me all the time, they say, why are you so comfortable talking about this? Don't you ever worry you're going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing? Well, I've been doing it for 21 years. I've been living this life for 49 years. So this is the conversations that I'm very comfortable with. And the more you embed yourself into the information, the more comfortable you are in addressing that information. So if you avoid it all the time, you're going to continue to feel uncomfortable talking about it and addressing it. So this is me once again appealing to those that are listening. Make yourself that person that puts these conversations out, that forces those around you, not forcing in the sense of shoving it down their throats, but forcing it in the context of here it is. Let's have a conversation. And then working on not being judgmental and those things as they open up about things, but instead allowing them to also take that same journey toward comfortability. It really does. People keep talking about how does this change? It changes one person at a time. It really does. It's one person changing, and then their children have a chance of changing. Their children have a chance of changing. Their parents have a chance of changing through conversation. So we just have to keep doing that. Okay? So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.